On September 13th, 1969, some meddling kids and their dog made their debut on TV. For more than 50 years, Scooby-Doo has been a staple in pop culture, captivating many fans, including myself, who grew up watching Scooby, Shaggy, and the gang solve mysteries. That's why, when my parents bought a Scooby-Doo Mystery for the Super Nintendo, it became one of my favorite games. The fond memories of this game fill me with a sense of nostalgia, and I distinctly remember sitting on the living room floor watching my mom go through the levels for a couple of weeks. The excitement my siblings and I felt when she finally beat the game for us will forever be etched in my mind and a reminder of my childhood and simpler times. But let's dive into the game. Does it hold up to those rose-colored goggles that we tend to put on things that we grew up with? Scooby-Doo Mystery came out in 1995 and was released by Acclaimed. But it was supposed to be licensed by Sunsoft, but they went bankrupt, which was unfortunate. It's also interesting to note that the Sega Genesis version is actually a point-and-click game, which in the future I may review, because I would love to compare the two. And if you're wondering who actually developed the two games, you will be happy to know that Argonaut Software developed the SNES version and Illusion Studios did the Sega version. But enough of that. Today, we are going to look at the action platformer, which features 4 levels, and the goal is simple for each one. Search for clues and catch the ghost who is terrorizing the place that the mission takes place in. The story is all about the gang. Of course it is, it's Scooby-Doo. They're going on vacation, but instead of relaxing and resting, they keep running into haunted places and are forced to solve mysteries. If it was me, I'd probably leave it alone, or I'd be a villain if I kept having to deal with other people's problems, but good for the gang to be so polite as to help. In Scooby-Doo Mystery, you control Shaggy and Scooby traversing the Jolly Roger, where you try to capture One-Eyed Matt, seek out adventure in the carnival, where the dastardly evil clown tries to scare you away from the area, the swamp, where you dry out the tar monster's plans, and finally, the mansion, where the kooky Count Bagosi wreaks havoc around the area. Fun fact, his name is actually a nod to former horror actor Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula in the 1931 version of the film. To progress through the story, Shaggy and Scooby must collect clues and show them to Velma, who tells you what each thing does before asking questions about the mystery, the ghosts, and everything you encounter. You spend your time sniffing around collecting keys, avoiding rats, birds, zombies, fall damage, and a pesky wolf who pops up and randomly scares you. There have been many times when I was close to death and he just popped up out of nowhere in the carnival level and frightened me. Yes, I didn't mean actual death, because in the game, Shaggy and Scooby have a life bar that fills up as you come into contact with different enemies. And when it fills all the way up, the screen turns black. They run around the screen frightened, which makes for some amusing parts. Amusing animations, I mean. Graphically and gameplay-wise, it bears a striking resemblance to the show. And I'm glad that the developers were able to really immerse the player into the game and make you feel like you are watching 4 distinct episodes of the hit cartoon series. Musically, it's a little strange that we never hear the actual theme song from the 1969 show. Instead, the intro is one of the many background songs that would have been used in an episode. The most distinct music, though, I can remember is the carnival level. It's playful yet eerie at the same time. I feel the clue hunting is very intuitive, but one issue that I have is that even though you have the items you need to either power a generator to blow leaves out of the way or to set traps, you have to actually give Fred the items in the correct order or you waste time, which can be a problem in the speedrun. But casually, it's okay, I guess. It's a little annoying, but it's okay. Each one of the other gang do serve some purpose, but in my opinion, Velma is the most useful, because she's the one that gets the clues from you and leads you to the right path to solve each mystery. Although Fred does come up with the plan to catch the villain, and Daphne does give you a Scooby snack to get your anxiety levels down to 0, but don't ask for too many because she will scold you and say you have to solve the mystery. Like she actually does anything in the game. I mean, she's basically just there, but she does give you the Scooby snacks, so whatever. So poor Shaggy and Scooby are running around doing this errand boy work, while most of the time, the gang just stands around with a glazed look over their eyes. I mean, the characters do look good, but yeah, they got that glazy look. Each level has a set of minigames that are mandatory to progress through the game. First is the sandwich stacking mission, where Shaggy shoves his face into the fridge and starts throwing food in random directions. And it's up to Scooby to stand on his hind legs to catch the makings of the sandwich. The bigger the sandwich, the bigger the reward. My only problems with this is that Shaggy has terrible aim, and trying to catch things quickly can cause you to drop most of your sandwich makings. But after completing that, you have the chance to get a Scooby snack and maybe a 1-up if you did well enough. The other minigame is where you use your hammer to smack the ghosts coming out of the pots while avoiding your friends. In the speedrun though, it's required to hit your friends and save time to end the game quickly. There is one more mini game in the Funland. You are basically on a slide, avoiding mines and collecting Scooby snacks in order to gain access to the next area. A fun tidbit, you can actually jump over the first exit sign and collect full health if you need it. The platforming in this game could take a little getting used to, as Shaggy and Scooby have kind of an awkward jump, but overall it's not bad. And I have learned that repeatedly tapping the R button will allow you to run faster and jump higher, which can be useful if you're trying to beat the game quickly. The lack of continues can really hinder your progress, but the password system can help you mitigate that. But honestly, the idea of beating it in one run is what attracts me to games, so I try to avoid passwords if I can. The game over screen is pretty funny in my opinion, as it shows the gang standing around outside the mystery machine, disappointed. I remember my mom would cuss out Daphne, who has her hand over her face, and my mom would yell, "You don't even do anything! Why are you so disappointed?" Although, with sentence enhancers. Overall, I feel that Scooby-Doo Mystery is a fun game, and even something that kids can enjoy. The music, gameplay, and graphics all give you the sense of Scooby nostalgia, and scratch the itch of reminiscing the old gang solving mysteries. I did forget one thing that always made me laugh in the game, and that is when the ghost appears and catches you, he does this little laugh like and it's pretty funny. I didn't do it justice, but check it out for yourself. Also, I forgot to mention, Don Messick, the original voice of Scooby-Doo, would appear in this game, and it would be his final appearance as Scooby-Doo as he would retire. I feel the clue finding is the strongest part of the game, and learning the platform isn't too bad. But don't just take my word for it, try it for yourselves. And remember, if we can count on you, Scooby-Doo I know we'll catch that villain. But again, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell to see more content if you wish. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have yourselves a great day. Adios.